follow the wind. Laid bare.
In just a few moments, I will be the gist to my friends. The Kuhenki, the animals of Not Cry. I'll never get to see them again. This is where the people of Hyperport.
Moon Marrow preparations are complete. Only the final step remains.
I'm sure Nasha Town is livelier than ever at this.
Yeah. It's a shame you couldn't.
It's fine. I'm more than happy with this. My last piece of luggage. My only piece of luggage. I can already feel them.
Your home lies on the far side of this light, Columbina.
From now on, we will at last have a reason to pray to the...
Columbina.
Yes? I'm listening.
Be sure to come back and see us when you get the chance. Friends on this planet.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
The moon really is closer than ever tonight.
Columbina.
All three moons in one place. Time for one final experiment. Reason, life, death, time, and space. They all believed I would fail.
No, as long as I'm here. The Doctor is free to wield the Three Moons' power. It's the only way. I guess I won't be going home today.
Columbina!
Stubborn world, do not try to control me.
Columbina.
Are you alright? Do your wounds still hurt?
I had someone prepare a little medicine that could prove effective. Take.
In that case, let me relate the contents of the call we made to Alice after the incident.
That Dottore is a crafty one. He distracted the Hexenzirkel by creating a huge fuss at Tevat's borders. I'd assumed that the cause was an abyssal intrusion from the outside world, which in fairness is a rather common occurrence. But after learning that you managed to influence the phantoms in Nordcry, I realized that perhaps this interference could have come from within Tevat in...
But we weren't able to change their fates.
True, you couldn't change how their stories ended, but you did build some variables around...
Variables?
Yes, things you heard that you could not otherwise have learned, ideas that would otherwise have never crossed. Of course, most variables usually pale. That's what Dottore did, and it's how he created the necessary conditions so that when you activated the portal tonight, it played right into his plan.
However, we have no way of knowing exactly what he did.
Yeah, we also need to ascertain Columbina's status.
And that about sums it up.
As I suspected, Dottore has disappeared completely. If it's any consolation, he wasn't able to control Columbina as he might have wished.
Oh no! What? She did what? All we saw was Dottore appeared and used some kind of power. The next thing we knew...
So, Columbina intentionally opened the Moon Gate and escaped into the same mysterious world as Rarier and Thalindis.
Sounds like bad news.
Seen in that way, the Trilunar Syzygy and Revere's emergence, Dottore might have been pulling the strings in both cases. According to Miss Alice, he is attempting to transcend his destiny and finish an experiment that only a god might complete.
An utter lunatic.
Wait a sec, where's Hat Guy? Seems like he'd want to be here for this.
He took off with the Dodo communication device after we spoke to Alice. He said he had a hunch that he wanted to invent. The look on his face was terrifying.
I'm back.
Hat Guy!
I went to look for the Hyperborean phantoms again. I think I got them to talk to Nicole on the other end of the communications line. Turns out, the history they describe is...
Really? But how? Sure.
Because the phantoms are the ones who were deceived. They speak of a savior who appeared in their history. One who never... This savior promised to create a new moon within the false sky. And even bring back their moon goddess. Foolishly, they believed in him. It's obvious that this was Dottore's doing.
Now you mention it, the first time we entered the Hyperborean, we heard the phantoms discussing their history, and I remember Nicole...
But Dottore...
Precise. He exploited a weakness in the way the spell works. The spell senses Kuvaki to detect the moon's location. So, as long as the false moon more strongly resembled a moon than the frost moon beyond the skies, the gate would teleport Columbina to the false moon's location. In other words, to Dottore's side. Once he had her under control, the teleportation spell remained active, and he manipulated her power to seize both moon marrows.
At that moment, the moon marrows disappeared right before our eyes. It was already too late, even as we were leaving the ruins.
By then, Dottore had already amassed the power of all three moons.
So, where does that leave us? What do we do now?
I'd certainly like to know what Her Majesty thinks, now that the concerns I expressed to her have come to pass. But we cannot simply sit and wait for her to decide. And in any case...
His variables have affected destiny. I'm not so sure, though. Many have told me that Tevat, and since he was able to stack... If they knock you down, you get back up...
On the Hexenzirkel's behalf? and do everything in our power.
Are you ready then?
The moonlight shall always connect us.
You recognize me just like that? Maybe I need to work on my impression. Come to Star Sand Shoal. There's a little something I'd like your help with.
Well, it wouldn't be Clay's mom without a hefty dose of mystery, huh? Let's go see what this is about.
Hello, everyone. I'm Durin.